All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this platform that is called Zoom for the launching of this or webinar. And then certainly I'll be giving you a little bit of information and little bit of introspection also. Now this session is about lesson planning. And the first slide you might be seeing, ma'am, is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody
Yes,
is.
sir.
Now you see what is the plan. Let us start with the first question. I will ask Manoj ji, whether if you have to make a plan, you have
Yes,
to
sir.
travel, you
Yes,
have
sir.
to travel, what you would like to say about the first thing you will be what do you call, first thing in your mind which comes to you?
सर अगर मैं कहीं ट्रैवल पर जा रहा हूँ तो सबसे पहले मेरे दिमाग में ये चीज आएगी कि वो लोकेशन कैसी है.
That is right, very much right. First thing is the destination,
Yes, sir.
which means,
Destination.
which means in the in today's session also where we are going to. So my submission is that our target for today's session is to reach up to that point where we will be all mastering this art of lesson planning, which means at the end of this session we will be very much happily going out with the contribution to the our own skills as to how we should plan a lesson so that the objectives, the destination is reached. So let us start with this. The first one is, what is plan? What is a plan? The plan, in my views, or in other words, it is an idea or arrangement for something to be done in the future, whether it is traveling, whether it is studying. Say, for example, if I ask a class 6 student this, उधर जाके सुन लो, उधर जाके सुन लो. Like today's destination we have seen. Now for class 6 student, if I ask class 6 students, what is your aim? Dr. Jayalakshmi, some people are waiting in the waiting room. So please enter them. So class 6 student will be able to tell you that they want to be, he wants to be doctor, engineer, architect, or what? Dr. Jayalakshmi, there are certain people who are waiting in the waiting room. Please admit them. Dr. Jayalakshmi.
Sir, I'm not the host now. Only when I am the host, I can admit, sir. I'm not the host now.
Oh. अब मैं कैसे करूं? तानी बता यार. Just wait a second. Admit. Admit. All right. Everybody is now there in the room. So now the thing is that what is exactly my target? There are certain there are certain microphones on. So please put yourself on mute. So we continue with that. So now the lesson. What is the lesson? That is something intended to be or should be learned, which means what the lesson you have learned from walking on the disturbed road. What is the lesson you have got passing through the tough time? So these are all the things which we'll be learning today. Coming down to the next one, what exactly is the lesson plan? So lesson plan is generally, it is a plan which is prepared by the teacher, guiding himself for what is needed to be learned. which means what exactly should be the end point or end result. What is to be learned? I'll be giving you a little bit of example from all different subjects, where whatsoever the subjects we have got, the biology, mathematics, geography, history, or social sciences, in the languages also, which means the lesson plan helps teachers to be more effective in the classroom for providing a detailed outline. Now, what the detailed outline shall be or should be? In this point, we will be conducting this particular, this thing is exactly to be done in the 3 ways. Is that clear to you, everybody? Then this is 3-point thing, which means first thing is that includes goal, the end result. Where do we want to reach? What is the objective of our planning? Then second thing it comes down is how the goal will be reached. How the goal will be reached. In fact, in scientific terms or technological terms or professional term, we so call it pedagogy. That is, what is the procedure, what will be the methods, what will be the routes we will be taking on to reach that particular goal. So how the goal will be reached. And then second thing, last thing is that once we have decided what the objective is, what the goal is, where we want to reach. Secondly, how the goal will be reached means the methods, the procedures, the route, everything we have decided. सब कुछ decide हो गया और सब कुछ हमने तय भी कर लिया. जैसे मनोज जी ने कहा था कि जाना कहाँ है, तो destination, the last one will be at the end. We must be able to decide or able be to measure whether we have reached the right goal, the right place. And this will be tested through different type of admissions, like test. On the end, when we are constructing a lesson plan, the last part will be assessment, the evaluation. Before we go for the tests or worksheets or homeworks, etc., we should be very much ready with the recapitulation. Recapitulation means एक बार फिर दोहराना कि जहां से हम शुरू किए थे. Say for example, a lesson is generally of 40 minutes. 40 मिनट का एक सेशन होता है. Do you think so that you are teaching for 40 minutes? It is not the fact. Because those 40 minutes, it is the duration of a period. That is ringing of the bell. 9 o'clock, first bell will ring, and 9:40, the period changes and the second bell will be ringing for the next period. Now, these 40 minutes are distributed very gently into 2 things. The first is transition time, which means from one class, we are moving on to the next class. That is the transition time. We'll be going to the staff room to take off, to take now. Then next thing is whether we will be able to do it or not, whether we will be able to proceed further. जो आज हमने इस लेसन में आज पढ़ा है कि क्या हमने अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ा है, तो उसको रिकैपिटुलेट करते हैं, एक बार फिर दोहराते हैं, very short terms. It is not very long, right? Then the next thing comes is, the most important part is components of the lesson, components of a lesson plan. What the lesson plan, जो भी हमने lesson plan एक 40 minutes, 38 minutes, 35 minutes की duration के लिए बनाया है, what are the components? And if you people are ready with those pen and paper in your hands, you can note down. Otherwise, this session is being recorded and will certainly be sent to you. Title of the lesson, then list of the objectives. I'll be just giving you example of each one of these components. Then teaching aids. हमने दिल्ली जाना है तो जाना कैसे है? बाय एयर जाना है, बाय ट्रेन जाना है, बाय बस जाना है, या पैदल ही चल के भी जा सकते हैं वैसे तो. Depends upon our constraints. Then instruction mode. What way we will be delivering this lesson in such a way that out of 40 peoples, we expect all those 40 people to understand our instruction. Summarizing independent practices, then summarizing. Evaluation component is also there. That is what I just told you, recap. जैसे हम लोग एक सीरियल देखते हैं तो आज वो एक सीरियल जब दिखाते हैं तो नेक्स्ट टाइम दे से कल देखिए एट द एंड, और जब नेक्स्ट डे का सीरियल हम देखते हैं तो देन दे से अब तक हमने देखा. तो जब भी हम एक लेसन भी करते हैं डिलीवर तो उसमें भी हम ये करते हैं कि कल हमने यहाँ बच्चों यहाँ तक पढ़ा था. टिल टुडे और yesterday we studied up to this point. Everybody agrees? किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम होती है तो then they will try to make a point that yes, this question is solved right now at the beginning of the session. और जब हम लेसन एंड करते हैं then we again say कि अभी तक आपने ये देखा और अब आगे का कल देखिए. So next period we will continue. Then the second last is reflection. I must reflect. Reflection in the sense कि जो आज मैंने सेशन डिलीवर किया क्या वो अच्छे तरीके से डिलीवर हुआ, क्या वो सब बच्चों को अच्छे तरीके से समझ में आया. Was everybody able to understand to the core what the concept was underlying under the topic? And when we finish with all these points, then at the end we come down to assignment. Clear to everybody? Then we move further. Now the first part of this is component. That is title of the lesson. This is the place where the unit or subunit topic is written, which means this is the part which we would like to cover this morning in this particular period or this duration. Say for example, I have given you the example of all the things like in biology, we are, or physics also, biology also, cell is same. Means the spelling is same but the meaning is different. Biology में cell होता है different, physics में cell होता है battery or something like that. So today the top title of the lesson is, today we will be studying about the type of the cell. Or say for example in the filtration, in the chemistry, we will be studying methods of filtration. In geography, social studies, we can study fuels. So what are the fossil fuels? Different type of fuels are there, but today we will be studying about what are the fossil fuels, how they are made, how they are utilized, whether they are exhaustible, inexhaustible, a number of things associated only with the particular topic. Next example is of like mathematics triangles. Today we will be studying about different types of triangles. Equilateral triangle, right angle triangle, isosceles triangle, and so on and so forth. Similarly in the languages, आज हम पढ़ेंगे verbs के बारे में. So these are the just examples of what exactly is the meaning of the title. So we move further. Next is teaching aids. Now in this session, in this section of this component for the lesson planning, where we mention what are the different materials which we'll be utilizing for the delivery of the instruction. What different things? You see, in our times, it was generally considered that the blackboard is a teaching aid. But these days it has been rather replaced by the whiteboards, chalkboards, or interactive boards, also smart boards. So that should not be written And then if it is, then certainly in the rural areas where we don't have the connectivity, like Manoj ji bata payenge, there might not be very continuity of this thing, internet. So at that time, certainly we move down again back to the blackboard or chalkboard. In the nursery classes, our teaching aid will be constituting the flashcards, display cards, charts, colorful materials, which is attractive, so that the people or the pupil are attracted towards what exactly we are going to do. Like for example, in the middle classes and higher classes, we might be having apparatus. That is a teaching aid. In case of filtration, we'll be using a beaker, a funnel and all that. In geography, we'll be using maps. In mathematics, we'll be using mathematical box, language lab. And moreover, the thing is that most of the time I have seen, because I have been conducting the physical workshop also, I have seen that most of the schools are now equipped with computer linked overhead projector, OSP. So that OSP also becomes your teaching aid, which means whether we will be using something interactive through overhead projector, which means projecting on the screen, and then the teacher will be explaining. The next part is learning objectives. This is very much important. Objectives के बारे में मैं अभी थोड़ी next slide में एक दो slide के बाद बताता हूँ आपको what are the objectives. जैसे कि हमने पहले बोला था वो objectives. My objective जैसे मनोज जी का objective है, which means the destination. Where do I want to reach? कितनी जगह, कहाँ तक? What they will learn, when they will learn, under what circumstances they will learn, with what resources they will learn. और ये सारी चीजें जब कंप्लीट होती है हमारे पास 100% एक्यूरेसी के साथ, स्टिल द फर्स्ट थिंग विच वी कम्स टू माइंड कि सारी चीजें यूटिलाइज करने के बावजूद भी क्या हम अपने whether we have delivered our lesson to 100%. You see, nothing is 100%. So certainly we come down to that particular position that then we say that precision has also to be measured. And the constraints is the time limit. We will move on to the next part is, that is, what are objectives? They are basically, like for example, right in the beginning, I told you, we will be learning today about the types of cells. So they are the promise of to a student about what learning will be there, what kind of learning will be there. So they are a set of observational actions, and smarter is the word which says yes, this is the word, that is smart. Smart